Good morning everybody. Okay, so driveway cleaning today. It's a bit late in the season for driveways and patios, but I've got a couple lined up and this being one of them. So I wonder if you can recognise where I am. So let me just spin around. Remember this job? So I did this, I think it was a couple of years ago now, maybe 2.5, 3. Can't quite remember, but do you remember? I mean, it's still looking pretty clean. There's a bit of moss down the joints. In fact, there's quite a lot of moss down the joints, but got a lot of trees on the borders, so that's not going to help with the moss. But it's pretty weed free. It's just moss. So yeah, but I'm back here today to do one of the actual homeowners' private properties. So I've got that little path there to do. Now, that's block paving, as in standard block paving, as in it needs resanding. Now, you might be thinking, how is he going to resand that in the weather that you're experiencing now? Well, the answer to that is, and you may not have seen this before, I'm going to wet sand it. Now, wet sanding can be quite difficult when you're on your own, which is why I don't do a lot of it. It's much easier if you've got two people to actually carry out the job, but as this is only a tiny little strip, I'm going to do that on my own. It takes a bit longer, uses more sand, but it does work, despite what some people think. It definitely does work. The water pushes the sand into the joints. It's sort of the flow of the water pushes it in underneath into all the little gaps, and it works really well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing there. Anyway, let's look at the driveway. So here we go. This is permeable paving, so this needs grit. So here we are, let me show you. You see all the bits of grit down the joints. So again, almost no weeds, but plenty of moss. But look, we've got quite a lot of trees around the area. That isn't going to help. So yeah, nice big driveway. Alright, so that's the job. It's supposed to be quite stormy here later, so I'll say, I think they said around 3-4 o'clock, so I really want to crack on and get this done as quickly as possible. Obviously I'm not going to rush, I want to make sure it's done properly, but time is of the essence. Anyway, let's start. Okay, so the water's filling up. I forgot it's a little bit slow here, so I should really have done that before I did everything else, but I forgot. Anyway, so I'm going to be using the Mossmatic today. Most of the time I like to use the whirlaways, to be honest. I know a lot of people absolutely love the Mossmatics and would never choose a whirlaway over a Mossmatic, but I actually really like the whirlaways. I think if you look after them, they last for ages. So but on a job like this, where you've got all the stones pinging out, coming out of the joints, there's potential for them to crack the plastic casings of the whirlaways. I know some of the whirlaways come with metal casings, but all of mine are plastic, so I'm going to choose to use the Mossmatic today, as it's tough as old boots and won't get damaged. Anyway, this shouldn't take long, probably about an hour. I don't have to wait for anything to dry. It'll probably take about an hour, then we'll get the old X-Jet out. Haven't seen the X-Jet in use for a while, have we? I haven't used it for ages. I'm not even sure where it is. It's definitely on my van somewhere, but in fact I'm going to go and look for it now. Okay, so X-Jet time. Right, so I get a lot of questions asking me, how do you get your X-Jet to foam like you do? Instead of carrying around a full 20 litre drum, I split it in two, so it's 10 litres, and then I add a few glugs of surfactant. So I don't know, I don't measure it, I just do it by eye. Yeah, and then you need to turn your unloader right down. I mean, look, people say you shouldn't mess with the unloader, but it's a load of nonsense. There wouldn't be arrows there, would there, if you weren't supposed to turn it up or down? So anyway, turn it right down, like right down. Now, I would show you on my pressure gauge, but as you can see, the pressure gauge is bust. I need to get that replaced. But I can roughly do it just by feel. I know roughly what the pressure is just from doing it so often. It will be around 40-50 bar. It comes out really slow. So the combination of the really low pressure, the decent surfactant, having your X-Jet set on its widest fan, then it comes out really slow. And it just comes out lovely. I mean, it's not difficult. Just remember those three things. See there? Obviously that's open now. I need to shut it. So yeah, that is as wide as it will go. Let's try and get this. Yeah, let's try and get this pressure right. Okay, I've got a feeling that might be a little bit too high pressure, but you never know, it might be right. Let's have a look. How quick that's coming out. It needs to be turned down, right down. So I need to turn it down loads more than that. So yeah, just turn the unloader right down. Ooh, a little bit too low. Maybe I'll just open that a little bit. Perfect. Okay. I just realised I ain't got a mask on. I'm just going to go and get that. paving done. It's actually quite warm. Anyway, so now to put the grip back in. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to last because I'm not looking forward to it, but it's got to be done. I think the weather's going to turn soon anyway. It's already getting pretty dark, so anyway. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, so I've just had a look at my clock, at my phone, and it's 2 o'clock. I've now got 2.5 hours of daylight, so I need to I'm just gonna have to get on with this wet sanding now, because if it gets dark, I mean, I'll be cutting it close, but if it gets dark while I'm doing that, that's all right. It's just a case of brush. Doing this, I really need to be looking at what I'm doing and sort of making sure that the sand's going in all the gaps. But so yeah, I'm going to do this now, even though I don't want to, but let's just do it. Get it out of the way. Where's my ladder so you can watch me struggle. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Right. I'm going to put this bag back in the van. I don't want to let it get wet. Okay, so I want it on shower, like that. Okay, start spreading it around. Right. So yeah, see, as I'm adding water, you will see any bits that haven't filled the joints, they will open up. You'll see the actual joint open up. And I can see almost everywhere I've gone, that's full with sand. So yeah, this is a massive faff, massive pain in the bottom, but there is no way at this time of year I'm going to get this sand back in without doing it this way. So you can see the water that's in with the sand, it's sort of like sucking it into the joints. It has to be really soaking to do that. The edge ones are not especially important because they are held in with cement, concrete, or they should be anyway. Doing them is more just for aesthetics than anything. It doesn't really have any function. The function of the sand is to keep the blocks in place so they don't shift. And if they're cemented in, then there doesn't really need to be any sand there. But it looks better, so I always recommend doing it. But right, let's have a bit of a soak. Okay. No joints are opening up. They're all filled with sand. Push some of that in there. Some of that in there. Good. This little square is done. I can move on to this bit now. there. See what I mean? Takes longer. But it definitely works. Okay. Okay, so if you would just, let's say for example, if you were just to brush sand onto wet paving, it would just clump up and you'd look at it and it'd look alright. But then if you were to spray water on it, like I'm about to do now, you'd see big gaps. Right, so there we go. Can't see any gaps. So it's filled all the crevices exactly how we want it to. So that's worked a treat. Yeah, it's a pain in the backside, it really is. But this time of year, you are never going to get this sanded until the spring. And then so you can't get paid. So yeah, if you ever get stuck, do it this way, wet sand. Anyway, let's crack on and get the rest of this in. So there is some waste, obviously you can't really use that. That's nearly a whole bag just to do that strip there. But look, like I've said, if it gets you out of a hole like this has, so that's now resanded and it's worked. So yeah, waffle over. Right, that has taken what, probably triple the time it would take to do that if it was dry, and I've used 3 times the amount I would use if it was dry, but it's got me out of a hole. that is now resanded. So let me show you that this has worked. If there was gaps in the joints, the water falling onto the sand would fall into those gaps, and you would have gaps on the surface. But there are no gaps on the surface, meaning that has worked a treat. Okay, there you go. It's not ideal, and obviously we'd all prefer to sand when it's dry. But if you're stuck and it's winter and you need to get a job finished, it's certainly an option. It'll get the job done so you can get paid. Anyway, enough waffle. Let's get this gritted.
Would you believe it? I run out of grit, and that is all I've got left to do here. I haven't got time to go and get some more. I'm just gonna have to leave it for now, come back another day. But I'm gonna have a tidy up, give it a bit of a leaf blow, pack up. Ah, what a shame. Anyway, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. There's no way I'll be able to get that gravel between now and when it gets dark. So I'm just gonna have to call it a day. But anyway, I'm gonna give it a leaf blow, tidy up, give the windows a clean, and I'm done for the day. So, like I said, I'll have to come back in a couple of days when I've sourced some grit, and literally, it's a nightmare. Just that section there, little section there. Anyway, looking good.